Salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favorite Sapphic romances. Hello, how are you? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Guys, Sapphic romances are so fucking underrated. I will scream it from the rooftops. Today we're going to be talking about my top 5 favorite Sapphic romances. I thought that I would do these little quick videos. I was thinking of like top 5 under 5, like 5 books under 5 minutes, but your girl likes to talk, so I don't know if that's gonna happen. It would be fun to talk about like my top 5 Sapphic romances, the best of the best that I've read. I do have a couple of videos already talking about some of my favorite Sapphic romances. I think I have like 2 or 3, so I'll leave it down below. Playlist is good if you're looking for some books to read during Pride. I have a video for Sapphic romances, a video for bisexual romances, a video for poly romances, and I think I also have a video for asexual romances, so I will leave that down below. I just feel like they're super underrated, and sometimes, a lot of times when I post about Sapphic romance recommendations, I get some very negative comments. Those comments will tell me that Sapphic romances aren't sexy or they can't relate to them. I'm just here to say that's bullshit. Honestly, there's so many amazing Sapphic romances that are just sweepingly romantic and super steamy. So if you are looking for some to read, let's get into it. All right, first up is Party Favors by Erin McLennan, and this is a novella. This novella has me in a chokehold. It really does. I've reread it at least 5 times. It's one of my favorite novellas. It's part of a holiday series that Erin McLennan does. She's a novella for almost every holiday. Like, she has 4th of July and Christmas and Valentine's Day. So this one is a Sapphic romance, and it's a friends to lovers romance. So our heroines actually met online, and they bonded over like their love of fashion and pop culture, and they like found each other online and became instant friends. They would text each other, call each other, but they live in different states. It does take place during New Year's, but you can read it literally anytime. And for New Year's, they decide that they're going to meet for the first time, and they're going to create like a bucket list of things they want to do before the new year. When they meet, they have an instant attraction to each other. It is absolutely electric. They end up kind of exploring that as they spend New Year's together and do all of these fun bucket list items. So freaking sexy, so sweet. I love a friends to lovers romance, so I highly recommend this one. Next one is Being Hospitable by Mika James, and this is a brother's best friend romance. So our heroine Charlie has always had a crush on her older brother's best friend Kiki. She ends up moving in with Kiki because of a job opportunity that she gets. Kiki's apartment is really close to her job, so they end up moving into each other, and Charlie decides that she is going to shoot her shot, okay? She decides that she's going to prance around in some lingerie, she's going to tease her, and they end up having a romance. It's just so fun. The banter is cute, the steam is cute. I really loved the communication in this book. Even though it's like a brother's best friend romance, it's really not that taboo. It also has light BDSM. For someone who is new to BDSM romances, or maybe it's just really not your thing, I actually would really recommend this one because this one is very subtle and light and just a good steamy time. I absolutely loved it. Highly recommend. Another one is Being Hers by Anna Stone, and this one is available on Kindle Unlimited. Anna Stone has so many books on KU that are Sapphic romances, poly romances, age gap romances, just like literally anything and everything. Anna Stone has a ton of books. The tropes for this one is BDSM, office romance, and a billionaire romance. Melanie is working at a bar. She's kind of struggling with money, and she ends up meeting our heroine Vanessa one night at the bar. They have an instant attraction. They end up hooking up, and it turns out that Vanessa owns the bar. She's a billionaire and she's her boss, and they end up entering into a BDSM relationship. This one is kind of similar to the last one where I said, like, if you're new to BDSM or if it's not really your thing, I really recommend this one because I think Anna Stone did such a brilliant job at explaining the dynamics of BDSM without it feeling too much. She was teaching us without teaching us. Does that make sense? Like, it wasn't boring, it was sexy, it was steamy, I was intrigued. Let's talk about a historical romance, and this is one of my favorite historical romances, and that is The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by Olivia Waite. This one follows Lucy, who is grieving the loss of her father into astronomy, and she helped her father with a lot of his scientific endeavors. At his letters, she would help him with his projects, and after after he passes away, she really wants to make a name for herself in the scientific community, but she is a woman, so it's very difficult. She ends up reading his letters, and that is how she meets our heroine, Catherine, because Catherine is also very involved in the scientific community. Her ex-husband was a scientist. She has a lot of money, so she puts in a lot of money into the community, ends up becoming Lucy's benefactor and kind of like funding her projects of living together, and they have a romance. The last book was the most steamiest. This one is the most romantic. The emotional connection that our characters had was so beautifully written, supporting each other's passions, and it's such a beautiful relationship. This does have a little bit of an age gap because our heroine, Catherine, is older. It's a little taboo because this is a sapphic romance during historical Regency time, so just a lot going on, but I think it's so beautifully written. One of the best historic romances, and I highly, highly recommend it. Okay, the last one I want to recommend is A French Fling by Emily Silver. This one I've actually never talked about on my channel because it's kind of a new-ish release, but I loved it so much. Main heroine owns a travel company, and she likes to take people who are a little bit older and kind of help them like travel the world and enjoy like different cuisine and sightseeing and all this type of stuff. So she has a really cool travel company. She ends up planning a tour in Europe, and her driver gets switched, and that is where she meets our heroine, Celine. So Celine is her driver for the entirety of their tour, and their chemistry is everything. Their banter is everything. This is definitely an opposites attract. Heroine Abigail is so bubbly, sunshine personality, and then Celine is kind of like dark and brooding. She's getting over a bad breakup, and I freaking loved it. It was so much fun because they're in Europe and all these different foods, and they're going all these different places, so it's like a little bit of an adventure. There's so many side characters that are a part of like the tour they're doing that are so hilarious, and then the romance, perfect. Like this, honestly, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Highly recommend. So those are my top 5 favorite romances. It was really hard to narrow it down. Like, there's so many other ones that I want to talk about. Like Adriana Herrera has so many good ones. Katie Roberts has a couple good ones. But like I said, I have all my other videos down below, but we had to narrow it down to our top 5. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like the sweatshirt that I'm wearing, this is part of the Pride, I meant to mention this earlier, this is part of the Pride collection that Hello Lovely is having right now. It says love and has a cute design on the back. Lovely has a whole Pride collection that is just gorgeous, so I will leave that down below. You can use my code BooksWithSam15 to save money if you want to. It's not sponsored or anything. I just fucking love Hello Lovely. Anyways, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!